Okay, greetings, Patriots, Starseas Lightworkers, and of course our very brave military. Welcome to 1776 United, and we're in a worldwide and galactic revolution. Now, I want to talk about money. I want to talk about a lot of things, but I mean, I was listening to some military stuff the other day, but and they're putting dates and rates on there and all kinds of wonderful things. But a lot of stuff they're saying should start happening today, and of course Monday, Tuesday, or so on and so forth over the weekend. Possibly Monday, they're talking EBS or whatever. It's always kick the can down the street or whatever. And but I understand what they're having to go through. This is a military operation, and they're trying to do this on a worldwide scale. So it's probably not easy to tee up all the bowling balls or the bowling pins to get a strike out of it. So, but what I do want to say is that these banks are going to crash. And of course, your money is safe with the military being in control of things. But I guess my question is that why do people still have money in the bank? I mean, maybe some have substantial amount of money. My question is that why aren't you handling your own money? It's like giving your kids to the schools. That's another thing that really causes concern. They have designed this whole thing in our world to take control of your life. They've got control of your children, they got control of your money, and now they're using your money to control everything, including what they feed you in the stores. We have to break this shackles. If we don't, then it's going to continue on. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of changes coming, and that's good, but we should start practicing what's going to be inevitable anyways. We should start practicing that now. We should start being able to handle our own money. And, why do you want to, people have been asking me why, what about crypto? What about XRP? What about XLM? What about them? Right? We're getting, I'm getting as many good stories as I am bad stories. So why are you throwing the dice to know that if you're going to get a good wallet or a bad wallet? I mean, I've seen actually more bad stories come out of XRP, XLM than good stories. Now, I know that when the QFS does come, and you're going to be put on, there's going to be a cold wallet there for you, and the monies that you need to trade with, if you're going to send money or receive money, whatever, there is a XLM wallet there, which is probably silver backed. So, but these are I call them lost leaders, because you get into the store, they advertise all this good advertising, and then you get into the store and it's not there, right? That's called a lost leader. And then, they got you in the store, and, they got your attention. They got you behind their doors, and now they can do a hard sell on you. And, being as kind and wonderful we are, we don't want to be rude to people. But I think this is the time to start being rude. And, stand up for yourself. These scammers that are, playing games with you and trying to take your money, your content, and anything else they can get their hands on, you need to insult them online. You need to, tell them that they're scumbags and they're lowlifes, and the only thing I'll send you is diapers, because that's that you can snivel in. So you need to insult them in whatever form, whatever way, lingo that you want to hit them, because they think that they are smarter than you. They think that you are, low reactors and dummies, and that you can't think for yourself, and you're your kindness is being taken advantage of by them. And, we don't want to say nasty things or get into a verbal confrontation, but it's to the point where that's the only thing they respect. Okay? And it's the same with the banks. Today I'm going to go into the bank and confront the situation, which I got screwed over on a couple $100. I mean, it's not much money, but it's the whole principle of it, and I want to let them know that I know. So we'll see what happens out of that, and I'll report that back to you. Now, the banks have got your money. You've got maybe you've got an account, you got a savings account, you maybe got an RRSP or whatever. I'm just saying, like, why are you leaving your trust of your money, your hard-earned money, into their hands? They're criminals. It might not be the tellers. I mean, they put, very, very sweet people out there, very kind people, to deal with the daily public. But behind those closed doors, complete assholes. And I can attest to that for the amount. I mean, I must have had 1,000 meetings in my lifetime with mortgage, operators and bankers and stuff like that, and they're complete assholes. And then as the further up you get, the bigger asshole they are. So, but they put the really kind people and the people that they don't say anything to them. They keep them in the dark like a mushroom, and they don't tell them anything. And when you're asking them questions over the teller, of course they're not going to say anything because they don't know anything. So, and there's a perfect example where this guy went in and bought some foreign currency a couple of years ago or whatever it was, and then he came back and then he said to the teller that when's there going to be a revaluation of currencies. And the young girl said, I don't know anything about that. And he says, well, I bought, he says, I thought there were going to be revaluation. And she said, no, I think that's just all fake. So he says, well, I guess I'm going to have to go to my, send this over to my counsel. And she says, well, why? And she says, well, he says, I bought the money here in thinking that all this advertising is going on, that this is all going to be reevaluated. And of course, she said, just wait a minute. And she went to the back and talked to one of the managers. I guess the manager come out there and said, what seems to be the problem? And he says, well, I bought this currency way back in the day, and the word was out through another banker that was in here that could possibly it will reevaluate. And now you're saying there is no such thing. And now you're wanting, if I sell it back to you, I'm losing money because of your rates, your buy rates and your sell rates. I'm going to have to take this. This is fraud. And he said, well, just wait a minute. He says, there is an RV, and we're just, we're very, very close to, having it all reevaluated. So he says he had to take him to the side. So, I mean, we know that it's going to happen. But, you're going to get so much disinformation out there on certain topics, especially in the currency and the metals. I want to jump over to the metals for a minute. The metals, right now, anything that you're seeing through the exchange centers and the metal exchange centers on the charts and the spot prices and all this other stuff, it's all bogus. It's all bulk and bogus and smoke and mirrors, that what they're showing you in North America. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I know for a fact that they're selling on the streets, and they're buying silver right now on the streets in Hong Kong for $180 an ounce American. That's about $225 Canadian. Now, I just got another report there the other day saying that India, all of India, which is 1.5 billion people, along with all their commerce, and they said that they're going to be putting, instead of having silver at 375 to 1, which is in the United States, because all these banksters went out and they had all the investors. Okay, they took the investors and they said, we're going to sell you this on paper, this 1 ounce of silver, and here's the contract. You just have to sign that, and that paper is yours to hold that piece of silver. Okay, well, they sold that 375 times. So they cannot. How can you sell something? That's like me going out there and taking a used car, and having and selling it 375 times to 375 different customers. Somebody along the way is going to want their car. And because people are so, let's say, ignorant to the system, and unaware and unschooled on it, they don't bother asking for their physical silver. Now, what happens if they all ask for their physical silver at once? Are they going to split that one silver dollar up 375 times? No. But this is what we're into. So, and India said that they're done with this manipulation of, 83 or 84 ratio to 1, which is 80. There, you have to put 83 silver ounces, 83 silver ounces to 1 ounce of gold. That's 83 times. And they said that we're not going to play that game no more. We're going to go what it should be, is in that it's 10 to 1. So if they're going to do this come January, put that silver to 10 to 1, I would say go out there and buy silver for whatever you could buy it for. They've already said it. Evander Modi, the president or the prime minister of India, said that that's what they're going to do, because India is one of the BRICS nations that is going to put, that already has their what do you call it, their rupee on the gold-backed standard. It's already there. So now they want to take not just the gold-backed standard, they want to take the silver-backed standard, and they want to reallocate and value the silver to what its proper value is, which is 10 to 1 to gold. Now, if gold is 4,000, basically any metals is worth whatever you can get for it. If the demand is going up high, silver is going to go up higher. If the demand is there, obviously it's going to go up. I could sell my silver. If I got silver here, an ounce here, I could sell it to any market here at the Exchange Center for, I believe, $67 an ounce. But I take it to Hong Kong, I could sell it for $225 an ounce. Right? Just do the math. It's wherever you go in the world is what the value is going to be worth. And that's going to relate to the same thing about the money. Why is the dinar going to be $4.25 compared to the American dollar? Why? Because they are valuing their dinar on the value of the assets they have in the ground in Iraq. They're full of, the places you're walking on gold. You're walking on liquid gold. And that's what I'm saying is that liquid gold or Texas tea, whatever you want to call it, you can't, you shoot into the bank and oil comes out. Not just that, but the gold, that if you get up in the mountains, if you just kick around a little bit, the gold jumps out at you. That's how much riches that Iraq has, and of course they're going to be valued based on their mineral rights. And same with Vietnam. They're an industrial might. They're in a different sense, but they hold so much silver, and when that gets revaluated, that's going to go from being one of the last valued, most poorest countries, which it was, just after in 1975, just after the Vietnam War, to what it is to one of the Asia's most largest powerhouses. You know, and they're holding all the gold. So they're going to be the ones dictating what the price is, and they're already dictating it. We're not playing, they're saying we're not playing the American game bullshit. It's not really the American game. It's the Jesuit banksters that were running the cartel central banks, and which is, Canada, all their central banks have got their nose shoved so far up the Americans' ass that, they're all playing the same game. So, yeah, you could buy your silver here, but, if you're going to turn around, you sell it over in Asia, where you're getting the real price for it. And this is how, people get rich. But, this is the whole manipulation. Do not trust anybody. Do not send any money anywhere to anything, okay? Amazon just laid off 45,000 people. That whole Amazon thing is a heart attack waiting to happen. So just don't do anything. If you want to buy something, you should be buying food and medicine and stuff that's going to be worth. I mean, gold is fine, but you can't eat it, right? So anyways, my time is up. The sun's up, and I'll see you on the next one.